Well, hi everyone. I'm Joe Rentham with my review of WWE Smackdown. It's the go-home show for the horror show at Extreme Rules. And I don't know what we're going to get at the horror show at Extreme Rules, but you know what? Honestly, I don't really care. I'm just looking forward to a bunch of bonkers shit, and hopefully at least it's a little bit fun. It's probably not going to be great, but at least it's going to be a little bit fun. As for this show, well, it was better than last week's, but then again, they could have shown half of one of the worst pay-per-views ever, either in WCW or WWE, or the vast library that they have on the award-winning WWE Network, and it would have been better than last week's SmackDown. So, Styles and Riddle cut promos, and then we had Daniel Bryan talk about the match. We had Alexa Bliss hype up her, special guest for a moment of bliss. Miz and Morrison talk about Morrison facing Braun later. Then Braun cuts a promo, and then Cesaro and Nakamura talk about Cesaro beating Big E later tonight. If he beats him, they get to pick either a steel cage or a tables match for the horror show at Extreme Rules. Then New Day talks. Quick question. Why the overly dramatic music like we were part of a murder mystery series? And not even a good murder mystery series. What the fuck was that? It was just so goddamn weird. It was Go back and watch the beginning of this if you didn't hear the music. It's so fucking hilarious. So Cesaro versus Big E, winner picks either a steel cage or a tables match for the horror show at Extreme Rules. The match was good. You would expect this with two, elite workers like this, because Big E is really good, especially for his size. Cesaro is fucking ridiculous, has been ridiculous for a number of years, even pre-WWE. And then there's a ref distraction, and Nakamura manages to kick Big E, and Cesaro gets the pin, and they end up picking a tables match. Even though they don't make it official yet, they end up picking a tables match, because of course they would. Because how the fuck were you going to fit a steel cage, at least a decent-sized steel cage, in the Performance Center? You fucking couldn't. There was no fucking way to do it. So, Corbin then, talks about Riddle and everything, and talks about the Riddle-Styles main event that we're going to be getting, and then says, that Styles will pummel Riddle into the mat, if you will. Pummel him into the mat. I'm saying this just to see if I can drive the joke home a little bit. But, yeah, it was cheap. Typical promo from Corbin. Not great, not bad. Was what it was. Cesaro and Nakamura, again, pick a tables match. And then, moment of bliss. Nikki does some comment. This was painful. And I like Nikki and Alexa. And Sasha and Bayley were talking, healing it up and everything. But this was painful. Because it's kind of the same shit we've seen for a while. And it just wasn't clicking here. Also, the 5-year anniversary of the Women's Evolution. It actually started in 2007 when Impact did. I'm just saying. I'm not saying that WWE hasn't had talented women for years and years and years, even going to 2000 and on up, even before that. But this whole Women's Evolution, Women's Revolution, whatever, started years before in Impact Wrestling when the Knockouts division was tearing it up. And despite the talent WWE had at the time, they were not being given the platform to do that. So anyway, the guest is Asuka, so much for the big surprise guest. I was expecting Vanessa Bourne or something, or, just somebody new. Whether Chelsea Green, something, I have no idea. But it was what it was, and then they end up having a bit of a fight where they're going to have a tag match later. And then Brian's on his phone, talking in the woods. Whose woods these are, I have no clue. And then Asuka and Nikki versus Bayley and Sasha. I'm going to need to see multiple replays of Asuka and Nikki dancing like that, like they did on the announcer's table. That was nice, for lack of a better term. I'm going to choose my words carefully, but I will say it was very nice. You know what I'm talking about. It was a nice, commercial bump, if you will. There was, plenty of good action here. Both these teams work well together, especially, Asuka and Nikki having a tear the house down match about just over 3 years ago in NXT. Last woman standing match, the first ever last woman standing match, at least in WWE. But in the end, dreaded roll up with feet on the ropes. 1, 2, 3. Bayley gets the victory. And then we get a Firefly Funhouse with Swampy Bray. I don't care about the swamp match. I don't care about this. Bray, he said stuff and he sounded like he cared, but I just don't care. I'm sorry. I just don't. It's the same stuff. It's the same crap that we're hearing from Bray. Even as turned up as he sounded, I'm going to have to destroy the monster that I helped create, all this stuff and everything. Cool. Whatever. I just didn't care. And then Braun cut a freaking promo yelling about beating Bray. He's got to end him before he ends, or he's got to end Bray before Bray ends him. Braun didn't look well. I hope that Braun's okay. He literally looked like he was not doing very well. And he destroys Morrison, absolutely destroys him. He used that weird old standing choke thing that he used when he first got up to the main roster. Then hit the power slam 1, 2, 3. Morrison has a hurt neck, taken out. And then we get recaps of Karaoke Showdown because we need to be reminded of the worst segment WWE has put on their TV this year. And yes, that's including anything that they did with Lana, Lashley, Rusev, that stuff. And no, it was not good. So anyway, Lacey versus Naomi. Hair tying and a woman's right. 1, 2, 3. Boy, they really don't know what they're fucking doing with Naomi, do they? I mean, I'm not against Lacey getting the push, but it's like, and I know there are certain people that are off TV due to the pandemic or whatever, or maybe they're just choosing to stay home because of that. Maybe, hopefully, if they have any health issues, they are getting those addressed and they're going to be okay. And I hope the same for all of you. Wear your damn mask, by the way. But it was a short match, and Lacey won, via heel shenanigans. Jeff then talks about Sheamus taking him out of the Intercontinental Championship tournament, so he couldn't compete in it. Yes, Jeff, that was over a month ago. That's how time and dates work. Learn how a calendar works. And then Sheamus attacks him and says he will cleanse Jeff of his demons. Probably could have chosen better words there. Now, did he say next week, or did he say at the horror show at Extreme Rules? Because I wasn't quite sure. Kayla then talks to Bayley and Sasha. They talk about the horror show at Extreme Rules. And then Alexa and Nikki are talking because they see on the monitor, and Nikki literally walks like 20 feet and then starts mounting and brutally fisting Bayley. There you go for all you fanfic people, or those of you that are into that in general. Riddle versus Styles, Intercontinental Championship match. I will not discount that the match wasn't good. It was, but everybody knew Riddle wasn't winning. Now, I expected Corbin to interfere. Corbin did not interfere. Styles won. Of course he won. And then Riddle got attacked by Corbin afterwards. Cool. Okay, I really have no desire to see a Corbin versus Riddle feud. It just, I knew what was going to happen. At least it wasn't a dodgy finish. I'll give them that much credit. But this show was just kind of there. That's the problem. SmackDown, even before all this stuff happened without having fans there, has just been kind of there. But let me know what you guys think in the comments. Like, share, subscribe, Twitter handle in the description. I'm John Ritlin. I'll see you soon.